Welcome to the Algebra I STAAR podcast. I am Miss Clifton, and in today's episode, we are going to see how to identify a quadratic function from its graph. Stay tuned so I can show you. Today's question says, two characteristics of quadratic function p are given. The axis of symmetry of the graph of p is x equals -3. Function p has exactly 1, 0. Based on this information, which graph could represent p? What do we need to know? For us to talk about characteristics of quadratics, we need to focus on the three main ones. First, we have these points right here. This one and this one. This is called a vertex, which sometimes it'll be a minimum if it's the lowest point in your quadratic, or the maximum if it's the highest point, depending on what shape of quadratic function you'll have. Then we have these ones right here. These are so important that they receive 4 names: roots, zeros, x-intercepts, and solutions, which is where your quadratic function crosses the x-axis. Then at last, we have these imaginary lines that cut the quadratics perfectly in half. These, too, are called the axis of symmetry. So, looking at our questions, we need to focus on 2 things. The first one, the axis of symmetry of the graph of p is x equals -3. This tells me that at x -3, in my graph, I'm going to have the center of my quadratic. So all that I have to do is go to each graph and look at x -3, and I can actually draw my axis of symmetry. Here it would work because it cuts exactly in half. So what about here? This does not work. What about in B? If I go to x -3, this one would work as well. And at D, if I go to x -3, this doesn't work as well. Now the second clue that I have is that the function p has exactly 1, 0. So I know that when I have a quadratic, the 0 is where the line crosses the x-axis. So all that I have to look for is for which one of my 2 remaining graphs cross the x-axis only once. So in here on B, we have 1, 2 crosses for the x-axis, and in A, we have only 1. We are supposed to have only 1, so it cannot be. My answer is A. What did we do today? Today, we identified a quadratic function graph by, first, we look for the vertex, the maximum or minimum. Then, we identify the rocks, roots, zeros, y-intercepts, and solutions. Lastly, we took a look at the axis of symmetry. Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed today's episode and learned how to identify a quadratic function by its characteristics. Until next time, thank you and see you next time.